Alright, good morning guys and girls. Welcome to another episode of Astral Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? You can tell I love doing this. Alright, check it out. This video, this is gonna be two videos on one car. Front rotors and rear rotors. This is a 2007 Honda Accord, and the issue is when the customer steps on the brakes, car shakes. How you gonna know about that? Now first, if you step on your brakes and the steering wheel shakes, it's going to be your front rotors that's warped. Now if you step on the brakes and the whole car shakes and the steering wheel seems to be staying still, that's going to be your rear rotors. So I noticed the backs shook and then the fronts was slightly shaking. Why your rotors warped? It could be a number of reasons. Number one reason is that when they do brakes, they don't lubricate the brake pads, so the brake pads doesn't slide properly and they cause the rotors to heat up and warp. Number two, you want to get a good name brand rotors. Now let's take AutoZone for example. AutoZone has Duralast Gold, and then way on the cheap end they got Value Craft. What's the difference? Check out where they're made from. I'm not sure about AutoZone. We get our brake rotors from Fisher Auto Parts. They're federated parts made in the United States of America. God bless America. So we make sure we get rotors because the metal, the material, if it's cheap, no matter what you do on the brake pads and how good of a brake pads you get, it's still going to warp out. All right, it's kind of dark out here, so we need to get this done real quick. First thing we're going to do is jack up the fronts, put it up on jack stands, very important. We're going to do the fronts first, all right? We'll be right back. All right. Dang it, let me change the battery in this camera. Be right back. All right, we're back. Now we got it. All right, we got it jacked up. Got our jack stands up under the vehicle. Guys, girls, make sure you have some jack stands up under the vehicle, because if not, this car come down, it will kill you. And I'm gonna lose a subscriber. so put them up there. All right, was holding these lugs on. Got my earthquake gun out here. Got my little pit stop seat so I can sit down and enjoy myself. All right, check it out. We got 5 lugs on this. They're 3/4 or 19 millimeter. All right, so let's get over here and take these tires off. We can get right to it. All right, be right back. All right, I'm gonna take off the other side, and then we're gonna get right to this. Then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the other side off, and then I'm gonna turn the wheel all the way to the right, so we can get this off. Be right back. All right, guys and girls, here we are on the right side. Got the wheel turned to the right, and here we go. First thing we're gonna do, let's remove this caliper. Looks like we got two 12 millimeter bolts here. And before we start this, I want you to make sure you remove the cap to your master cylinder, because we may have to push the piston back because of the thickness of the new rotors. All right, so what I got here is a 12 millimeter shallow 3/8 drive socket. You want to take these off. Maybe I should have took the bottom one off first so I don't lean out like that. Dang it. What the heck? So that's a word to the wise of you. Take the bottom one, loose the bottom one first. Okay. Top one. Take our caliper right off. Can lean it to the side up there. Now, the next thing, make sure you can see this. Next thing you want to do is make sure these are brand new brakes. Make sure your sliders are sliding in and out. And these brakes were just put on, but I already see a problem here. Now we got to take off this caliper bracket right here to get the rotor off. These notice how, see how stuck these brake. These are some cheesy brake pads, man. Look at this. They put some really cheap brake pads up here. You want to see how this is stuck? You can actually hear it. That's metal up against metal, because they didn't put no lubrication on these on the two contact points, and that can cause this thing to build up some heat and cause these rotors to warp. So what we're going to do here first, let's move this caliper bracket. And we got 2 bolts on the inside. Look like they're about 17. Yes, they are. 2 17mm bolts. Let me get you a good look at this. You see right here, 1 and 2. All right, these bolts are going to be kind of tight, so you better be prepared for that. And what I'm going to do is I'm using my 1/2-inch drive impact gun, the Earthquake, and I got a 17mm deep impact socket. Look at this thing keep coming off, man. All right, so let's get this off. Once you get that off like that, take the 2 bolts out, take the bracket off. All right, now let me show you something here. First of all, here's this bracket, man. Here's this bracket with the calipers in it. And this thing is all messed up right here. I'm gonna pop one of these out. And what you can do, if yours doing this right here, what you want to do is take these tabs, and you might want to just bend them in a little bit, just so now it grabs a little better. It ain't much better. These are just some cheesy brake pads. Yeah, that's a little better. All right. The problem here is now, there's no, you see when they put these brake pads in there, make sure you can see, they put no kind of lubrication on that point and that point. You can get that your AutoZone or something like that, brake lubricant. And thanks to Manic Mechanic 007, check his channel out. Manic Mechanic taught me this little trick. Instead of putting it on my fingers and getting all grease everywhere, he said get you some Q-tips, squeeze a little bit on the Q-tips, and then that's all they had to do. That's all they had to do. So I'm gonna do the other side too. Put a little lubricant up here. Lubricate this side. All right. Then I'm going to pop the inboard pad out. Set that down to the side. Then I'm going to lubricate that side. Okay. Yeah, that's done. All right, now we're gonna set this to the side because we don't need this no more. Now here's our rotor. Our rotor should just pop right off, just like this. Done. Let me go get a new rotor, and I'll be right back. All right. I made a mistake last time. I said they were federated. These are Wagner brakes, and you notice how that rotor just came right off. There should have been screws in there holding it on, but it really doesn't matter. You can see the 2 screw holes right there. So we're gonna put our new brake rotor on, and if you got screws in there, there'll be Phillips screws. Put those 2 screws in there and hold that rotor right on. All right. So we get rid of this old rotor. Now, the new rotor is always going to be thicker than the old one. So what you might have to do is push that piston back a little bit. Yeah, and these are definitely new brakes, so I can tell that piston is almost all the way back. So what you want to do is get you a C-clamp. And what I got here is an old brake pad from another vehicle. put it right there so I don't mess up the new brake pads that was put up there. Remember, your cap to the master cylinder has to be off. And then you just want to push that piston in all the way. Okay? So that way you're not going to have no hard time putting that back on. Alright, back over here. The next thing we're going to do is put our caliper bracket back on. I'm just going to slide that right into there like that. Get our bolts. Oops, make sure you start them by hand so you know when you put them in there they won't cross thread. All right, tighten those two bolts up. Now we're gonna put our brake pads back on. First we're gonna do the inboard. Now I'm gonna put the inboard in, then I'm gonna show you how they go in on this side. And you can see down there, they got little slots right there and right there. So what you do, you just put it at an angle just like that. Pop it right in. Now, listen. Hear that? You don't hear that squeaking no more. That like it was holding into place. That's why you want to do that. Again, y'all want to give a shout out. Y'all want to give a shout out. Man, Ken 007. His name is Len. All right, then bring our caliper back down. Put it into place. Start our screws by hand. $12mm. Tighten them up. Done. We're finished. Let's go to the other side. Right back. Alright guys and girls, here we are on the left side. Turn the wheel all the way to the left. Now you can use the same procedure to do the front brakes if you want. Much the same thing. Alright, let's get this done. 12mm 3/8 drive. Take off our bolts. Just loosen up the bottom one. Then I'm going to take off the top. They really made these tight. These bolts shouldn't have been that tight. Alright, got the two bolts off. Take our caliper off. Matter of fact, let's push our caliper back right now. If they're gonna let us. Alright, let's see here. Let's get this caliper back. Got our old brake pad. Stick it in there. Doesn't matter which way the old brake pad goes in there. Doesn't matter at all. Alright. Let's push that piston back. Until it stops. Okay. Take it off. Alright, now you're just going to lean that over to the side. Try not to let the caliper hang from the brake hose. You can cause damage like that, so try to keep it the way it is. And let's see here. What we're going to do, let's go pop that. You saw that? You see how the rust on that thing? Hear that? Hear that rust? That's what stops these brake pads from sliding. Take that off. Let's get our 17mm. Got two bolts to hold that bracket on. Okay. bracket off. Slide our rotor off. Now let's go get our brake lubricant. Be right back. Okay, we're back. Here's our caliper bracket. Let me put a little brake lubricant up there. And as you can see, we're gonna go over here and put some right there. And we're gonna do all 4 sides. That side and the 2 up there. Alright, right back. Alright, we're back. Let's get our new rotor set up here. And this side don't have the screws in it either. So I'm just matching up the holes where they are. There we go. I'm doing this pretty quick, ain't we? Yeah, I know. Astro. Alright. Get our caliper bracket on. 2 17mm bolts. Make sure they start off by hand so you don't cross thread them. Alright. Let's tighten them up. Beautiful. Next, let's get our brake pads in there. And this, look at this. This is just like the other side. It came right off, man. I don't know where they got these brake pads from. But okay. Let's get up there. Now this one I can tell by the markings on the outside. This is the outboard. So, matter of fact, let's put the inboard in first. There you go. That slid right in there, no problem. And now, what I'm going to do here, grab the camera. Again, oops, hit the wrong button. Let me show you the outboard, how it goes in here. And you can see how the slots are. Get them down there. Put it just like that. Alright. So let's go back over here. 1970 Chevelle 396. If you're watching, you got to get you some of these gloves, man. You see this? See that? I took that glove off. Hands are perfectly clean. Especially when you're working with brake dust and all that. All right, I'm gonna set this in here, and I'm trying to do this with one hand because I don't want to touch this too much. Got my bolts. Let's get our bolt in there like that. And where's all the bolts? Alright, got all the bolt in there. Alright. Get our air ratchet and tighten these up. Perfect, done. Let's get these tires on. We'll be right back. Alright guys and girls, we got that done. The next thing we're going to do, let's put our cap back on. Make sure we tighten that up. Alright, and then because we push the calipers back, the pistons on the calipers back, we're going to pump the brake pedal a little bit. Just make sure the brake pedal is good. When I first up on it, notice how it went down. Alright. And while we're out here, what I want to show you is that you notice the driveway is on an incline. I got the emergency brakes up, and I got it on jack stands, of course. Alright. And there we go. That's good. Got my cardboard down there, because this is a nice clean driveway, and you don't want to mess things up. Alright, so let's get this car jacked down, get the jack stands from under there, and we'll be right back. Alright, there you have it. How to replace front rotors on the 2007 Honda Accord. Very important. If you're going to do your rotors, or if you have somebody do your brakes, make sure they put that brake lubricant up there, because that can save you a heck of a lot of money. And these brakes was just not too long ago done. Alright, any questions, be sure to put them in the comments below somewhere down there, and either I'll answer them, ignore you, or ban you. Either one of the three. or you can email me at tim@astralautorepairs.com. Guys, girls, it's Timmy from Astral Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. Take it easy.